Yeah, so as of today, what I've been hearing around the league, and this is, you can kind of look at this twofold. What I've been hearing about Demarcus Cousins, who is a free agent to be, and obviously we understand that the Warriors, a lot of this is going to be dictated how the Warriors season finish. And I can tell you this, Golden State, and well, Demarcus Cousins specifically, has always been looking forward to the playoffs to leave his mark on this Golden State Warriors team. He didn't even know if he'd be a starter for the Warriors in the regular season, let alone get the minutes that he has been getting as of late. And also, there's been a couple of Warriors out in and out of the lineup. It seems like when there's one Warrior out of the lineup, he's played better. He's got more shots, especially when Kevin Durant was down for a few games. He got more shots, more looks, and it seems like he kind of relished with those opportunities. I can tell you this, though. Demarcus Cousins is looking forward to the postseason because at that time, all the eyes will be on his Warriors team. That will be the heavily favorites to win their third championship in as many years. So I know Cousins is looking forward to that opportunity. But as of right now, what I'm being told from people that would know, there's not a lot of interest in Demarcus Cousins in the conversation of giving him a max deal. GMs are just not sold on giving this guy a max deal, which is what Cousins wants, right? That's one of the reasons why he signed with Golden State, to increase his value this year, to show guys that he was a winner, to bring a championship to the next place that he goes, to learn how to win, to learn that winning culture that Golden State has. Here's the thing with that. The Warriors don't look like the most winningest they've ever been in regards to that culture. It doesn't look great in Golden State. Now, they might mess around and win a championship just because they're just that damn good. But a lot of GMs are going to kind of question Cousins, like, yo, are you a different guy? Or are you the same guy that could very well give me 25 and 12, but a lot of problems and a lot of technical fouls as well? And I'm not 100% sure if most GMs around the league are 100% convinced that Demarcus Cousins equates to wins, right? They know he can stuff your stat sheet, but does it really equate to wins? Now, I'm told that the interest for Demarcus Cousins is up from last year. Remember, last year he didn't have any suitors outside of Golden State, and Cousins had to reach out to the Warriors and, you know, reach out to Draymond and KD, like, yo, can I get an opportunity with you guys? No one else pretty much wants me, you know, and it kind of was one of those things where the Warriors like, okay, we'll take a shot. If it doesn't work out, we can let him go. They just signed Andrew Bogut, so if things really hit the fan, they would just let Cousins walk in the playoffs if he got out of line or something like that, and just let Bogut and Looney take care of those minutes for them in their rotation. They'd probably be a better team defensively if that happened. But they plan on keeping Cousins as long as everything goes to plan. The interest for him is, again, better than it was last year. But I'm being told that no one is considering offering Demarcus Cousins a max deal this summer. And many are questioning if he's a max player type of guy. Also, even if Demarcus Cousins had never torn his Achilles last year, a lot of teams would have been hesitant to give him a max deal anyway. Again, like I told you, a lot of teams are not convinced he's a winner. But also, if you look at DeMarcus Cousins' game, he's kind of playing below the rim. And you can already see signs of his body kind of breaking down anyway. And then he has an Achilles injury. So it was going to be tough for Cousins to find a max offer anyway. I believe he would have found one without that Achilles injury, though. I believe the Pelicans would have gave him max money. They did trade Buddy Hield for him. But with that Achilles injury, it's going to be tough for teams to even believe that his body will hold up for 4 or 5 years and the baggage that comes along with him. I just don't see a team offering him a max deal. That's an interesting storyline to take with you. Remember, if Cousins wants to, he could take a low amount of money and just stay in Golden State. If it works out, they win a ring, he could take $5 million and maybe just try to do this again in Golden State, and then kind of gauge the interest again for himself in free agency the following year, right? Like, Cousins can kind of play this thing kind of how he wants to. The only control that he has is threatening other teams like, yo, if you don't sign me away from Golden State and give me money, I'll just stay on this team and make everyone else's life in the NBA a living hell. And if they keep Kevin Durant, they're going to be going for championship number 4 in a row. Or, you know, again, if the interest is fairly high, maybe Cousins does go elsewhere, take a $10, $15, $20 million one-year deal. I just don't know anyone who's going to be willing to give him max dollar this summer. And You know, that's interesting. Let's say Kevin Durant does leave the Warriors. Maybe that opens an opportunity if Cousins plays well in the playoffs for the Warriors to kind of go in a different direction where they now give Klay his max, super max extension this summer. Give Draymond his super max, start negotiating his deal is up the following year. And then maybe give some of that extra money to Cousins. You wouldn't be able to give him super max money, but you could get fairly close to it if Durant decides to leave. You know, at that point, the Warriors, I'm sure Steve Kerr, Steph, and Klay, and everyone, and Draymond, they're going to have to sit down and kind of just decipher the direction of their team if Durant decides to leave. So a lot at stake here. Just kind of watch out for these storylines. There's a report out there in the atmosphere that there's a little more interest in Cousins than it was last year. But there is no max interest in Demarcus Cousins even still, as he's had a couple games where he's put up really decent numbers, now leading that Warriors team in rebounds. But it looks like the teams around the league are kind of calling BS on that, and they don't believe he could do that for their team at that max dollar rate.